community.
Oh.
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Operon.
Hi Angel. And me, Banshee. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Happy Hour. Something we all need, right? Some happiness.
And just to clarify further, Nicole, of course, we don't mind hearing about things. No, we don't. We like to, feel like we're connected. So knowing about this does make me feel like, yeah, maybe when we pull your card, it may pick up on it. But remember, we want to give a happy hour message. So.
It's happy today. Well, hopefully we can give you some hope, if nothing else today. You absolutely can, Nada. No
Hi,
problem.
Jackie. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, let's just...
All the gang's here.
Cover everybody. Well, not everybody. Where's Kara?
There's Fiber.
There's Fiber and Carl. All right.
Okay. Well, you're on the list, so you'll get a reading regardless of, Ostara. And happy Ostara to you guys, of course.
Yes, happy Ostara. Absolutely.
Personal anecdote. My grandfather, my mother's father, who was Lithuanian, American Lithuanian, was born on March 21st. And, growing up as a kid, March 21st was always the first day of spring, even though we know astrologically it may differ a little bit. It might be the 20th or the 22nd. But he was so proud of that, my grandfather. He would always say, I was born on the first day of spring. And he came in like a lamb. He went out like a lion, or maybe the opposite. I'm not even sure if I know that. So.
Well, hey, I'm very proud that I was born on the last day in just about the last hour of Sun in Aries.
And you were also born on a Good Friday.
I was born on a Good Friday.
That's
right.
But it wasn't a Good Friday for your mother.
I don't know.
Okay, well, you told me some of the details.
No, it was a bad thing. Yeah, actually.
So, good morning, and we're actually are going to start the show.
We are, because Mr. O has to work again. He had scenario training.
3 Saturdays in a row.
He had scenario training yesterday for active shooter
training.
In the library.
Yeah. I died twice. The first time, I got hit in the head, and my coworker, I said, I'm sorry, but my brains are bleeding out on you.
Oh.
And the second time was really, really kind of worthless too, and it triggered a vertigo with me, and I ended up sitting out the rest of the scenarios because it was just too much for me.
Well, you were dead anyway, so...
Well, but, the scenario started over. See, I
know.
2 scenarios, and there were 3 more.
I'm just moving it along. You can keep talking. I don't care. But it was interesting.
I'm actually not coordinated enough to keep talking and pick the card.
Don't tell me. I knew it. I don't know why I knew this was going to come up today. Somehow, some way, in the readings. Spin it time.
Happy birthday to your daughter.
It's the Tower card. Oh my goodness.
And I gotta flip the screen around.
Yes,
Hold
happy birthday to your daughter.
The screen is the wrong way. Give me a moment to flip it around.
Oh.
Yes, it is. I've been doing this for years.
Well, it's a Tower card.
Right.
So, I think here the good news, the happy news of the Tower is that whatever life is going to throw at you this week, you are going to gain something out of it. It may not be what you totally wanted, but it's something that you totally needed to receive. And I think the lessons that you gain from this Tower experience will be valuable to you going forward.
Basically, spirit or something says, slow down. You need to understand the lesson that's happening right now or in this immediate future. Don't be alarmed if things really have an abrupt change and or finality to them, but there's something important for you to understand.
Let's see what Colette Baron Reed says about the Tower. The Tower is about surprises. So keep that in mind.
We fooled you.
Things happen really fast when this card shows up in a reading. In appearance, it could portend a total paradigm shift or a sudden upheaval that takes something away in order for something better to take place. It could be that you've had an epiphany. Whatever it is, this card tells me or tells you unexpected events will be very interesting. Wow, to say the least, right? Very interesting and offer opportunities for positive transformation if I remain present with my eyes wide open. And that is the key to the Tower card. There's if you walk into situations of a crisis or a sudden upheaval of some sort with eyes shut, not paying attention, trying to deny what you're seeing before you, you're not going to get the message. And so this is really a good thing she says here. Really look at this thing for what it's giving you, the feedback it's giving you, what you need to change, either in your life or in your approach to certain situations in order to, achieve success.
Tower time could be about overreactions, but there are better overreactions and there are worse ones. If we overreact like we're scared, then we may lose our chill. I learned this in active shooter training. You got to kind of keep it together,
Hi, Lena.
Hi, Lena.
All right, I am getting this list together.
But maybe you have to overreact in a way that's more accommodating to this lesson or this experience.
Sometimes, what did I see today? Somebody did this on Threads, I think. They used a Dolly Parton quote to show the Three of Swords coupled with, what was it?
The Ten of Cups?
The Ten of Cups. And it said sometimes you have to face the rain in order to achieve the rainbow. And so in a sense, this is true here. Sometimes you have to knock something down and or let it fall in order to achieve what you're really meant for.
So it's not about opening up a pack of Skittles.
Well, maybe if you're having trouble opening it. I don't know.
Hi, Kara.
Hi, Kara. I knew you'd be here, but I didn't put you on the list yet. All right. Well, we better get going here.
Oh, the list is not closed, although I have that little message there, but now it's gone. There we are.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's me.
Well, I'm just apologizing
for
you.
First
I'm
up
going
is
to let
Libra,
you
right?
shuffle. First up is Libra. I'm about to post it. I just wanted to get Kara on there. There we are. All right. So that's the message for the collective. Who knows with Mercury retrograde what Tower moment may occur. So good luck, everybody.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth. Yeah. True that. We've already had ours. I want to be done with this Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, we've had too much, haven't we?
1 week. 1 frickin' week. Anyway.
That's right, Jackie. All right, Libra, so look at that. You have
Nice.
the Eight of Pentacles.
Get to work.
And yeah, it's about getting to work. It's saying really that there is no rest for the weary, but sometimes work releases us because it gives us a plan to follow and it orders that situation. And this isn't necessarily about the work experience. We know that your work is different. You're a remote person at home, worker, mom kind of thing. But it may be saying really Spirit wants you to be organized and connective. That look there, that person sitting there is sort of like in a control console. They're directing and ordering movement of maybe everything that they are responsible for. You yourself may have a number of responsibilities that you need to take seriously. If you don't, I'm sure you do. And basically order that and follow the plan, and it will work for you.
Well, I think this week it's pretty clear. Spirit is saying to find your happiness through work. Find your happiness through getting something done. Maybe something around the house that needs to be taken care of, or you've let go, or just a new project, a goal around the house. And find joy in that. Find joy in working on it. And so this could mean, too, do a project that you really can find that joy in this week. Work is a funny thing. Sometimes we talk about how much we hate our jobs, but there may be certain things there that we really enjoy doing and that keeps us there. And so I'd say, just keep doing what's making you happy this week. And also find the happiness in a job well done. Once you're done, celebrate it. Celebrate it in some way. It just will make it feel all that more special. So good luck with that. All right, so we are on Bonita. Hi, Bonita.
Hi, Bonita. And advance notice, but approximately a month from now, all things being equal,
yeah.
We hope to be not here at happy hour, but at our friends on the other side of the state, 2.5 hours or so. Arts and Craft Metaphysical Shop. It's a great place. They're having their spring psychic fair.
And is that on my birthday?
Yes, it is.
We're going to be spending my birthday reading cards in person.
So come over to Michigan. Come to Michigan.
Wish me happy birthday. So we'll have to do my birthday reading that Sunday or Thursday before.
There you go.
Okay, Bonita.
I know.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know about flying these days,
I know.
especially with U.S. Issues going on.
Yeah, well, due to that and my health concern right now, everything about flying has really changed.
And Jackie, you see how we're treating some travelers here. It's not been, I don't know if you've seen some of the news reports on that, it has not been really happy. So, Happy Hour says...
Bonita,
you get the Empress.
the Empress. And a lot of times I want to call that the world because there's
I know, I had to look at it.
honking globe of the world there.
But that's where it starts.
Yes.
In a way, with Empress energy. And I mean, okay, the Fool is setting off on his journey. The Magician is manifesting something, but the High Priestess is kind of visioning it or getting, some imaginative ideas. But the Empress is the one who's going to create and produce it or start that production process. Look at that. She's ready to give birth here. And so I think here, Bonita, this is in a way, it's kind of a work card too in a way, but it's also work on the self, It's work on making sure that you feel comfortable, safe, secure, that you are taking care of our housing unit here, our bodies, and that all is well. That you give yourself the self-care you need, as well as, be there for the people around you who sometimes need a little bit of that, tender, loving care that the Empress can provide things.
I love that. And when I look at the Empress, Bonita, it was kind of weird. These words sort of came to my mind, so I'm just going to say them. I said, it looks like the fulfillment of a wish.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Is that, a wish that you made to yourself to take care of yourself or to invest in projects or creativity that stirs your soul and maybe fulfills deeper needs inside of you? Maybe it's a promise that you make to those you care about or to others that are around you. The idea that you wish to extend that sense of healing and care and creativity and putting value into what you are producing. That's the big takeaway too, is that this is very values added, no matter how you want to look at that. Whether it's you do actually produce something physical that, is sold. Maybe you're a farmer, maybe you crochet and sell works, maybe you're an artist, maybe you're anything, but something you create is fulfilling promises too, is just tapping into that big realm of care.
Very nice, Mr. O. That's what we have for you, Benita. Good luck
Hi,
with
Rajeswari.
that. Yep, hi, Rajeswari. I've got you on the list.
I haven't seen you in a week or two.
All right. Your shuffle, I believe. And we are on Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Jackie. That was a theme song to a sitcom years ago about a character whose name was Jackie. I don't really remember the words other than Jackie.
I'm not sure which she's talking about, so.
We never watched it, but I happened to hear the sitcom theme a couple of times. It might have been a spin-off of another sitcom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now I'm curious enough to want to look it up later.
Oh, no.
Well, it wasn't super popular, but it was probably around a few years. So, anyway.
Well, Wikipedia's your friend, or whatever. Google.
The Google machine.
All right.
That's what I say. You get pizza. Well, no, you get the Tree of Life on your pizza. I'm not sure what you get, but Jackie, you have the Ten of Pentacles, and no, it wasn't Nurse Jackie. It was on regular network TV. It was a sitcom. It was, well, Nurse Jackie was too, I guess.
Nurse Jackie was too, so I don't know.
Anyway,
get to the
Ten of Pentacles really is saying there's a sense right now for you to kind of draw into what you feel is foundational and formational around you. So this may be a time where you will actually feel or experience where the levels of support come from in your situation. They could be from actual biological family, whoever that is, generations above or beneath, sideways, but they could also be from families of your own making or from other kinds of social constructs, like where you may worship or pray at or with who, or, neighborhoods or situations where you have a certain sense of camaraderie. This is really like drawing in and saying, take strength, take calm, take whatever you need from that, take support.
Well, I'm just going to look at it for the week ahead, I think, too, and say that I feel with the Ten of Pentacles here that things seem to be stable and right in your world right now. And not only right now, I really feel that Spirit is saying here, you've established a pretty good foundation for yourself moving forward. Whether, some help or, whether it was an inheritance or something you gained through family or family connections. There could be that family element to this card, but it also says, that you can provide to others in some way in your family. It's one of these things, it's hard for me sometimes at my age to think about family because mine is like gone, most of them are on the other side now. And so that's the other part of this card, is that ancestral connection, as he's touched on here. The ancestors too, we do them honor when we are self-sufficient, when we can sustain ourselves, when we can also leave a legacy of some sort for others. And so your ancestors looking down fondly at what you have accomplished right now, the stability and security you do have in your life. And I think that they realize, or you should realize, that even though this card is for the week ahead, that the stability and security seems to be a little bit more long term. So good luck with that.
All right.
I like the card because it does have a lot of facets to it. And I like the idea too of, a legacy, whether it's a financial, legacy you're leaving for others, or whether it's, just traditions and other things that you pass along. It's just a great card. I like it.
Hi, Shirley.
Hi, Shirley. We'll get you on the list. That's 14. We'll have to be closing soon.
So I happened to find a YouTube clip, apparently, or maybe it's longer than a clip, of the sitcom Jackée, and it's like Jackee with a little hyphen over it, so I'm not sure. I always thought it was pronounced Jackée. Anyway, it was a spinoff of some other TV show, but I don't think I know what it was. Whose turn is it? Yours?
Mine. Yep.
That's what
Nicole is up. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole. Hey, Shirley.
Hey, Shirley. Yes, I'm wearing my shamrocks again. I don't know. I don't think shamrocks should just be confined to St. Patrick's Day. It's a nice spring, maybe even summer thing. I look for clover in the summer. The 4-leaf clovers.
And, not to get too deep into it, Nicole, because it's happy hour, but, sometimes we just have to realize that we have to make conciliatory gestures when we can or when appropriate. But you have to be careful that, of course, it's not about, necessarily giving in to another side, or make it not feel that way for your boyfriend or anyone else involved in that.
Well, here's some advice for you, maybe, Nicole. And there it is.
And it's the 8 of Cups.
Now, the 8 of Cups is kind of faceted too in this way. Maybe it's time to aim higher, whether it's with the people that, are, that you're having difficulties with, whether it's other things in your life. And also, when I say that, this is the time to also achieve a higher sense of self and a higher sense of how you treat yourself and others. So, in other words, obviously, if people are making you angry, it's triggering something within you. That's usually what's going on here. There's something within you that's being triggered. So it's time to determine what to do about that. Sometimes, some things can't be breached. Some waters, you can't cross the bridge. You can't make it to the other side. You have to walk away. You have to just say, okay, for some reason, I am just not clicking with these people, and walk away. Or it could be saying to you that maybe there's some better way to handle this. There's some higher way I should be dealing with the situation, and to walk towards that. Walk towards the light. Walk towards to a different, higher attitude.
Hi, Chanley. We'll put you on the list. Don't worry.
And what Spirit is saying here, because this is happy hour, is that you could do this. You could do this. You can break this cycle. You can move forward. You can move towards a better mindset, or a better, a better kind of relationships with others.
So, Nicole, I look at the 8 of Cups, and of course, there could be, a literal meaning, there could be a figurative meaning, there could be maybe something else going on there. So, literally, it could be saying you just need to walk on your path, and it's not saying you're walking away necessarily, but you're just remaining true to yourself on some level. So, the question really is, what is true to yourself, and on what level? Hey, Gina, thank you. So it's important for you to spend some time with yourself to decide that. But in general, this card talks about maybe calming emotions too. So whether this is literal or figurative, you do need to maybe step back a little bit, have a pause of some sort, and regroup. And take with you, even if you're not necessarily going away, things you need on a side journey, perhaps. Maybe consider this a side journey where you investigate yourself a little bit, or you investigate the situation between you both or others if possible, and you decide, what is best for you, but also how to not necessarily rob anybody else of their own dignity. Be able to listen, be able to try to understand that there's often more than one side to any story. And above all, speak mostly with the sincerity that you can imagine, and try to be sincere and apologize if you need to, or set a new sense of a contract or an agreement to move you forward or to move you beyond this.
I just realized the list had pretty on it.
Oh, okay.
So I've tried to change it, and good old spell check did it again, but Preeti is up now.
Alrighty.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
Good luck,
with
Nicole,
that, Nicole.
and I'm sure we'll see you soon.
All right,
Hi,
so
Preeti
is up, and posting the list again, the updated list. We're at 16.
You betcha, Nicole. Thank you.
We're at 16 now. Maybe one more and close the list, or
All right.
in about 5 minutes.
We're already...
We'll close the list.
That's how many are left, and we're a half an hour in nearly.
Yep.
So I have some
Well,
things.
that's not how many are left. We're at total.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, you telling me that number is valueless.
No, it shouldn't be.
I need to
I
plot
can
out
work.
how many people
No, it
versus
shouldn't
the
be.
time
I can
left.
work with that. I get what it means.
You are so obtuse, and yet you only think.
Oh, you are the Mr. Obtusity here. Sorry.
I deal with mathematical BS.
It's true, I don't have a mathematical mindset. Is it my shuffle or is it yours?
Who would
'Cause I
know?
think I pulled that 8 of cups. All right. So we are on Preeti.
Well, that's very important, of course.
It is. And by the way, next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't come with your questions. We are doing a past life reading show.
Woo-hoo.
It's only past lives. That's it. So we might do one if you want it to be relating to love. We can do that. Or a generic past life from the past. We'll try to pull one up for you and give you some information on that. People have been wanting this, and so we're going to be pulling it off for you.
It's been years, I think.
Yes,
it's been close
it's been
to
a
3 years,
while.
if not longer.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so this was for Preeti. And Preeti, you get the 2 of Wands. Spirit is telling you that the adventure is moving on, that although you may have felt like you've accomplished something, or you've turned a corner on something, or you've kind of moved into a new direction, or a sense of accomplishment that still leaves you with feeling like the story's not over. You're still somewhere else. You need to go, something else you need to do, and you feel like you are really prepared for it. You feel like this is a worthy challenge. It really kind of tops off where you've been in a way. So, Spirit says, make your plans.
So, Preeti, there's a sense of wanting something. And when I say your mind is wandering to maybe thinking you need something else. You need some new experiences in your life. Something, if it's not just about the excitement, but it is in a way, it's also about just wanting to experiment and explore something new. And maybe also this is saying, Spirit is saying if you're not feeling that right now, maybe that's what you need. You need something to shake up your life a little bit. Look at life from different angles or different perspectives by going to, a museum or a lecture or something like that, or exploring new food or cultures, different things. This is a time to experience something new in your life and to learn and grow from that. So every so often we allow ourselves to get into ruts. We do the same old thing, the same routine week after week, and it can be kind of draining, and it can also be kind of limiting. This is about, breaking from those limits and exploring something new.
Right, there's really something new ahead for you, and you seem to know it, and you should be moving towards it.
Yeah.
So good luck with
So
that.
we have for you. Good luck with that. Obtusity is Mr. O, I
Well,
say.
you know, I have a friend. They were a member of our ritual group years ago that we had, and I still keep up with them. You're welcome, Preeti. And years ago, they said that I was the most ambivalent person they've ever known. So I'll just leave that there.
And so will I. All right, Siama's up. Hi, Siama.
Hi, Sam.
Ah,
Yeah, I think you're right. We have to
well, I have to
consider
say,
closing the list soon.
if nothing else is working in federal government or state governments, the taxes certainly were. We got our refunds, I feel, in record time.
Yeah.
Now maybe we did it a little earlier than normal, right at
Not
the
much.
beginning of
Well,
of
in a way.
March. But I was just shocked how fast they came. Really, it's
Yeah.
pretty amazing. They both came. Yeah, yeah, Angel. I know. They're going to let more go after tax time. I think that's the plan there. Or dismantle it. Who knows? Anyway, happy hour. Got to remind myself. But I was happy about getting refunds. Okay. The moon is up right here for you, Siama. Nice. Take that deep dive. Take that deep dive and explore the inner realms right now. Do some meditation. If you do any kind of divination on your own, explore that. Do that. Try to seek answers, by going within and exploring yourself. And, the answers we look for, and maybe there are things right now that are confusing to you in your outer world, and sometimes those answers aren't out there, they're in here. And so right now things may seem a little bit uncertain or confusing, but once you kind of go within and you calm yourself down, you meditate more, you will find the answers you seek.
I like this card for another reason, and it doesn't invalidate anything Banshee said. I think those are pretty wise words to consider. But the moon talks about cycles, so patterns or rhythms. And of course, we recently passed the equinox, which may be observed differently for you or not, or in other places of the world. But it is an actual, astrological or astronomical phenomena that maybe has merit in terms of that symbology. And I think this is a good time for you to consider attuning with, nature in a sense, whether it's the nature of the celestial realms. The moon has also moved through a couple of phases recently too. So it is indeed time to immerse yourself in that sense of nature at that level of feeling what is the messages coming to you, what does the synchronicity of the stars possibly mean for you. Meditate, observe, and ponder.
Good luck with that.
All right.
And here.
And so it's Jefferson.
Yep.
Hello
Hi,
there.
Jefferson. So, also, just to let people know, I will be doing an unboxing soon. Boy, am I going to get the name right? I think it's the Unveiled Tarot, or the Tarot, or Tarot Unveiled. I think it's Unveiled Tarot.
I think it's the Unveiled.
And stay tuned for this one. It's really an interesting concept. based off of Rider-Waite, but it's an interesting concept. And I'm looking forward to trying to unbox that one. So good luck with that. And you'll be seeing it soon on live shows, but I want to unbox it first.
So, Jebuson, you had the Four Wands, and this is, TFT's unofficial party card. And it certainly looks it from that picture. The Four Wands is saying that maybe you need to recognize, what is fun in your life, but also too what brings a sense of maybe shared fun. It's sort of a sense of a community feel. So maybe, like I mentioned with Siama, there's a sense of certain seasonal celebrations, or even just personal ones. Somebody has had a birthday, or somebody is getting married, or that kind of thing. This is a time for you to take stock of all that and to feel that the tent is indeed big and welcoming for you and your friends, your family, or however you want to view that.
It's such a great card. This indicates you've made a level of progress now where you can sit back and kind of take it all in, assess what, where you're at, and celebrate where you're at. Oftentimes we don't celebrate until we're finished, with a project or a goal. Of course, if you're building a house, or you're designing and building a house, well, you're going to feel like celebrating when it's all done. But, maybe even breaking that ground is a celebration. Maybe setting the first foundation in is a celebration. These steps of the process should not be ignored, and they should be celebrated. Any steps you have made to move forward in your life right now, Jebusen, celebrate them. Celebrate them. And because also it encourages more growth to do so.
All right.
Good luck with that. I like that card.
And we're on Angel Rivera.
You're on Mr. Rivera, yes. All right. And was that me pulling that?
No, that was me pulling that.
Okay, that was you pulling that. All right.
You're welcome.
Very welcome.
And also, too, don't forget, later today at 4 p.m., our Unhappy Hour show will arrive at our YouTube channel. It's pre-recorded, and it's a good messaging for the elemental signs of the zodiac. So it's divided up by those elements: air, earth, fire, water. And we look to find out what it is that may be particularly bothering you at this time that seems to be patternistic, or due to that fourth quarter of the moon, forcing us to accept some dark issues and figure out what we need to do to deal with them. So find out more about that today at 4 p.m., the Unhappy Hour.
Mr. O, I put those sign up. The list is closed.
I just noticed that.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting late, so I decided, we don't want to take any more now. Yes, the Unhappy Hour. And the one for the world was, as usual, rather interesting. Very focused this time on a particular problem. So...
That's right. We do the additional...
that I think the world faces.
Excuse me. Dry throat.
All right. You have judgment. You have judgment, Mr. Rivera.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's not bad. Come on. What it's basically saying is, I sent out an oracle card today about a makeover. A motivational makeover, for example. There may be some area of your life right now where, maybe you need to refresh some things. Maybe you need to take a closer look and determine that there's something more you could add to this. It needs some transformation in some way. And sometimes this card, I always like to look at this card too as, especially this version of it, that there's a part of you maybe too that has been waiting for you to answer its call. It wants to come out. It wants to come out and be seen. Maybe there's a hidden talent or, some knowledge you've been holding back or some skills, that you need to dust off and bring out again that would probably bring some joy and excitement into your life.
You have an evil demon within you. Come out, I say. Come out. Okay, that was a bad imitation of some sort of, Baptist preacher. But no, really, seriously, I think she got it exactly right there. The card means you're sort of rising out of yourself to attend to things that are very important. You may not realize exactly what that is now, but it's something that's going to pay off probably shortly in the future. It may be more ritual, meditative kind of work that is going towards a specific goal or situation. I think this is a heads up saying you're on that right path, and that if you are working in those energies or modalities, you seem to have, some success on your side. You should keep doing it.
Yep. That's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
I had a friend who could do that better a long time ago. In a different context totally, and he used to crack people up with his impressions of a Southern Baptist minister. You're welcome, Angel.
You have the card for Nada?
I do.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Hey, you're welcome, Angel. I always like to hear there's synchronicity, you pulling that card for the collective too.
Mr. O's fingers are getting arthritic. He's having problems shuffling. Hopefully it's just that, right?
Oh.
Well, it was the left hand.
Oh. Well, the Banshees had that problem for a while now.
I know. My fingers used to be supple. I wonder if I could play piano anymore.
I do have to say they're...
Oh, wait. I never could really play it anyway.
I do have to say they're better recently, and I do think some of the things that I did at Chair Yoga, they do a lot with hand movements too, has helped, and so I'm trying to remember to do that from time to time.
All right, so this card is for Nada Iva. It's the King of Swords, and Spirit is really saying there's something you need to push yourself ahead on. It may be a particular goal you have, or it may be a particular thing you just need to kind of understand. Maybe it's a knowledge related, because we do have the swords. Swords may be about clarity of issues or understandings or knowledges. And the signs are all overall good that whatever this is, you're able to apply your own intellectual skills to solving a problem or of deciding a decision that will really only move you in the best direction. It moves you in the direction of control over issues of your life.
It's a happy day when you can make decisions that really reflect your concern, your objectivity, that you've taken careful thought in making the decision, and you realize that it's right for you. Sometimes we have to make decisions so fast and without thought that, we really fret over them and worry, did I do the right thing here? In this case, there are no worries. Spirit is saying, here, and sometimes some people have a knack for this anyway, that decisions have to be made in a balanced frame of mind and in a balanced, in total balance. Because the bottom line here is this. This king, he knows that he has to use his head and determine what's right, what's wrong, what's best for all, be very objective. But he doesn't rule out his heart here. He integrates everything into the equation. And so that's it. I think with the King of Swords here, it's saying it'll be a happy day for you, and you can't go wrong if you integrate all of aspects of the issue and keep the emotional part in balance, not let it overwhelm your decision-making process. All will turn out well. And I think this week, that's what's going to happen. Something is going to call upon you to make a decision, and you're going to be ready for it. You're just going to be ready for it.
Right. I like what you said about the balance aspects. That's very important with the King of Swords because they really don't want to do anything overly provocative. They do what's necessary, but they're trying to keep, the forces of everything kind of in proportion to each other.
It's not that they have no heart, because sometimes they have to make hard decisions. Those decisions are based on the heart and all the other aspects involved.
All right.
So good luck with that.
And we're up with Fiber Magic.
Fiber.
Once again, hope your day goes well with Ostara.
Yes. Well, it's beautiful, but, it's in the 50s today, but next week we drop to the 40s. I mean, starting tomorrow, I think. The 40s through, like, Thursday, and 20s at night, and I'm just like, why?
And you're welcome, Donna. So I hope you appreciate that. Thank you, too.
You're very welcome.
A couple of decades back when we did have our little circle, we used to do a lot of public celebrations for things like Ostara. Actually, it was friends of ours that were in our sort of related group. They were good friends of ours. We would occasionally call them our sister circle, but we didn't really have that kind of connection in terms of a circle. But they celebrated Ostara, and after this next reading, I'm going to tell you about their celebration.
Fiber, fiber, fiber. It's going to be a good one.
Taking a break at the right time.
It's going to be a good one.
Look at that. Whoa!
You got the Four of Wands, our unofficial party card. So, yeah, celebrate. Celebrate the season. Take great joy in this spring. I mean, this was one of my... I don't know that it was the best ritual work that I do, but it was one of my favorite public rituals to do with spring equinox rituals. I just love this time of year, and so it really resonates with me. And so obviously, you're going to have a good time today, and you're going to get a lot out of it, and I think others will as well. There's a lot of harmony here, right?
It feels very welcoming, and I wouldn't be surprised if you have a number of new people show up. You have people who feel like they've arrived at a place that they didn't expect to, but feel so welcome there. It's a big tent. It's about celebrating something that's really common to a lot of people, and of course that would be the seasonal display. And so, like I mentioned, we had this sister group. They did Ostara more often than we did. We did belting. That was our thing. And they had a celebration where they kind of brought in some elements from Monty Python's Search for the Holy Grail. And it was very hilarious. Their particular tradition relied upon finding the humor in the craft, and so using some ad-lib stuff from Monty Python was pretty good stuff. So we hope you have a great celebration, you guys, today, your entire grove, and anyone else that shows up.
Good luck with that. I was going to tell you something and now I forgot it. What was it? I don't know. I have to think about it. Is that?
All right,
yes.
I'm on Kyle.
You're on Carl.
Carl. I said Kyle. I got Kyle on the brain.
Kyle
I know a couple
is
Kyles
our,
too, right? Our
personal trainer.
Right, and Kyle is also a person who shows up here on our streams occasionally.
Who gave me a great workout yesterday, and he was going, I don't know, he was going a little easy on me because he knows I had been off schedule, but yesterday wasn't that easy actually. So, but I surprised him and I surprised myself and handled it really well. So I think I'm back on track. Oh, I know, I was going to talk to Angel Rivera, not you. We have Star in the Green Man today. So, Angel, yes, temps have been all over the place. And, our weather person kind of gave me a reminder yesterday that actually we've had more above average temperature days in recent weeks than we've had below. But, it's really hard when it keeps shifting back and forth like that.
Okay, Carl. 5 of Cups. Well, this may be a time for you to consider both sides, consider the sides that you feel are meeting expectations, but to also maybe wonder about what could happen to make other expectations swell again. And maybe sometimes it's just a matter of giving them their own space. The person there is sort of like looking at that light or whatever that is down there. Maybe it's just a gestating egg. I sort of get different images there, but they're willing to let some things be on their own and kind of figure themselves out. We can't necessarily solve everyone's problems, not saying that you need to or any of us need to or are trying, but sometimes we should just go with the best things that we can manifest the best and let some other things kind of catch up to us in the time that they need.
Well, yes, spin the Five of Cups. I think
I did, didn't I?
it's a really nice card in this respect. It depends how we deal with this energy of the Five of Cups. I feel like with grief, disappointment has its cycle as well. First we feel regret or sadness or things burble up to us as why something disappointed us. But if you look at this picture here, and Mr. O likes to focus on that light at the bottom of this black hole here, that if you look at your disappointment instead, you might have to go through some phases, but when it comes down to it, disappointment is the catalyst for growth, okay? Disappointment is the catalyst to birth something new, birth something that will take off and make you feel better about things. So I think this week you might be what Spirit is saying at this transition point of saying to yourself, yes, I can take what happened here and create something better now, because I have the knowledge I gained from what went wrong here that's, going to spur future growth now. So I think in that sense, it's a positive card because it really does inspire growth.
That's very interesting. Yeah. So good luck to him on that. And good person, Caro. You are a good person. Oh. Yes. We've had a little bit of that ourselves recently too, in a way.
Well, and gosh, I'm not going to get into it. But one of the people I follow on Blue Sky had a really horrible episode in their life that his wife witnessed, and it just affected them. I'm not going to get into it here because it's happy hour, but it kind of triggered me a little bit because of something that happened to a former boss of mine that was really similar. But this Mercury retrograde has really been impactful.
It's been a tough one.
In not very good ways for some of us, and been dealing with a lot. And so, anyway. Let's move on to...
Best wishes to both you guys. Happy Ostara.
Happy Ostara to you both. Enjoy the day. I think that Four of Wands energy, Carl, is going to, affect you as well, of course. It's going to be a good event. All right, we are on Lena now. Hi, Lena.
Hey, there you are. Let's give you a happy hour. You're welcome.
Oh, yes. Well, Lena, you got the Emperor.
Nice.
And personalized card to get at happy hour because it just basically means everything this week is going to be under control. You have it together this week. This is going to be a smooth week for you. And it's almost as if, there's just no sweat. Whatever people throw at you this week, you're going to be able to handle it. You're going to be able to know what you can handle, what you need to let others handle for you. And all is going to go fairly smoothly because you are in control of what's going on in your life right now.
It could be a sign that, if you have certain projects where you have to, work with maybe some people that are a team, but a team under your direction for whatever reason, that it's going to go well and that you may feel what is imparted to you or what you are able to impart to others is significant enough to affect things for a mutual or your own personal success. The Emperor card says most of the moves you're making in this next week should bring you some amount of success and or, show you a way to continue expanding.
Well, why don't you sing it, Mr. O? Everybody wants to
rule the world.
But you will really rule it this week. Good luck with that, Lena. All right, we're on Kara. Hey, Kara. Good morning. You got your coffee? Oh, my God, I let mine get cold here. Oh, my God.
Mine is cold downstairs.
We can't
Tears
let him
for
drink
fears.
up here.
Yes, I love those big hits they had back then. I wasn't familiar with all of their music, but I like
that.
That
was one of this area's favorite. I don't know. Not that I want to rule the world. No. I want to rule my world.
You're welcome, Lena. All right. Will Kara want to rule the world?
Oh, Kara wants to create the world.
Kara wants to create the world.
It's another repeat card.
It's
Love
a repeat card. It's the Empress. And, maybe Spirit is saying you will be pregnant with possibilities. And I said before something about the fulfillment of a wish. I'm still getting that vibe here. This may be saying that something you really wish to manifest, to create, to birth with love or appreciation for your skill level or care for others is about due. You better book your room in the hospital or check out with your, midwives or whoever you need to bring that fully into manifestation. But something is brewing for you, Kara. Spirit has given you a wide berth to have babies.
I like that, Gina.
That was a mangled kind of, meaning there, but...
I like that, Gina.
Yeah, I like that too.
Kara, I don't know why, but I'm getting a little bit of a different sense here about the Empress for you. It's very similar in a way that I think here this is a very creative time for you, productive time. But I feel here that this is a call for you to really tap into the energy of this season, of the natural transitions of the season. Yes, I'm a witch, I'm a magical practitioner, I'm into all the spell work and all that stuff, but deep down at the heart of things, I'm very much a nature-oriented person, and I get a lot and I draw a lot out of nature. And I just felt seeing this card for you, it's time for you to tap into this energy of the season. And what it means, it's very growthful, productive. This is Empress season leading into summer, right? Obviously maybe summer is more because that's the actual a result of her fertility. When she gives birth. But I think right now, this gestational period, this is a time to get into that energy and watch things and make things in your life grow. Okay? So, good luck with that.
All right, good luck.
Cornbread! Oh, Gina!
Oh.
Oh, no!
Oh.
Oh, that's so awesome.
That honey bread is spectacular.
That was great. That was fantastic.
Cornbread, honey cornbread. It was spectacular. All right, so we are on Rajaswari.
Rajaswari's up. Hey, you're welcome, Kara. Hey, we did that in sync. And I'm not going to start singing in sync songs.
I probably don't know those words. Bum, 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 bum. Right stuff, right? Is that one of theirs? Yes, of course.
The larger, the better. This man, he could eat me out of, I don't know. Going out to eat with him is always a trip.
I didn't finish my food last night. I brought it home.
Okay, it's true. But I just cannot believe what he can devour. It's like, man, and where it goes. Where does it go?
Yeah. I might even be able to make cornbread, but I know it wouldn't hold a candle to Gina Clean's cornbread. All right, Rajaswari, here we are, and we have for you the Six of Swords. So, Raj, thanks for hanging with us. The Six of Swords is maybe saying there's a consideration moment for you right now that you feel like spirit or something is telling you where you can move to maybe find less troubles. Maybe the recent situation has felt like there are certain hardships or situations you want to try to move away from. Spirit is saying now may be the time for you to consider where your movement, whether it's literal or figurative. Maybe sometimes it's just changing a situation you're personally involved in. Maybe there's somebody who has kind of worn out their welcome with you, or maybe it's a situation where you just sort of need to turn the corner on that and let spirit lead you to something less troublesome.
So is your heart thing going to work today?
It does for me. Oh, it did for both of us. That's the first time.
That's for you, Gina.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank you, Gina.
No, she's not. It's going to be all for me.
See how he is? Sharing is another planet here.
Fair is another planet.
Well,
Share is the moon that is revolving around it, going further and further away. Okay, you know I'll share with her. I'm just teasing.
Look at the shadows here. I don't know if you can see her tail behind me.
I saw her walk in. I could see her over there.
She's jumping up for my head. Oh, yeah, you could see her just kind of bounce there.
Hi,
for a
Shadow. She's a little mopey the last day or so
yeah.
got to give her a little extra attention.
Oh, look at this. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
She jumped up to my hand.
Did you see that it was your turn to comment?
It is
on the
my
card?
turn, and I just want to say, Rajaswari, that this basically whatever place you find yourself now, you want to move to something a little bit more tranquil, a little bit more calm, a little bit less stressful. So whether this is moving from a job that's too high pressure or things in your life that are putting too many expectations on you, it's time, Spirit says, to find that happy place. This week you may. And it may not be so much an outward journey as it is an inward journey. You release maybe some of the burdens or things that you have been carrying inside of you. And once you do, you are in a happy place. So I think that, to me, getting this at happy hour, this is probably relating to more of an internal thing. Releasing things that just making you feel oppressed or unhappy, and putting yourself in a much calmer, tranquil state of mind. So good luck with that. There, I finished that up quickly.
Oh, that sounds good too, Kara. Holy cow. You could send us some too.
Oh, spinach. Oh, my goodness. Well, it's a little healthy for me, but I do like spinach, and I'll be honest.
It's healthy enough for me.
His spinach lasagna is the thing that got me eating spinach. I never liked spinach. And now I'll eat it in salads and different things. I don't mind it as much anymore.
Well, maybe we have to start a TFT food exchange program. And we'll have to
as
figure
well
out
as karaoke. Maybe once we get this past life show out of the way, we'll figure out how to do Mr. O's karaoke show. Yes.
Oh, I don't deserve to have a good friend like you sometimes, though, because I know I've been a little bit snippy. That's Scorpio me. I appreciate so much that you do, though. And someday we're going to get together and we're going to have food together. I don't know how we'll figure out how to include Jackie, too. Maybe it'll be a Zoom meeting and we'll all have to be there at the coordinated
there
time
you go.
and eat, a menu.
Each bring something to the table, so to speak. The virtual table. I like that. That's kind of cool. All right, we are on Shirley.
Virtual eating meeting.
Yeah, we could do that. We could use Google Meeting or Zoom and do that. I'm almost tempted to spend the money Mr. O's like, what? To get more time on Google Meeting or Google or Zoom in order to host a bigger kind of get together. So it may happen. Right now I only have 45 minutes on Zoom and I think close to an hour on Google Meeting, but not quite.
Well,
So,
realistically, there's a shuffle of the cards that's going to be happening for me. I still don't know what my capabilities are, but I have a feeling that it's possible. Some of the things I am kind of connected with now, they're not intensive things, but there are things that maybe I need to kind of winnow away from so I can focus on my health situations and maybe some of these other situations. I just have to figure it out once I can.
it's after 11, so we're going to focus now.
Yeah.
Hey, Shirley,
you have the Three of Wands.
The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is here. So, you know what? I think this is a real card of anticipating some success coming your way. Anticipating that the time will be right maybe to set off on even planning a new project or goal or something, that will encourage even more success coming your way. It's almost as if you're waiting for something to happen or develop, and it's all good. I think you will realize it. I think Spirit is saying that. It will come to pass. It's just a matter of time now, and it's almost as if you can taste it, right? You can feel it coming.
Shirley, you've recently asked us about your business improving in 1 to 2 months. And of course, we gave you some kind of consideration there. This is actually probably enforcing that because wands, of course, are about business trends. You are a business person. The Three of Wands is suggesting Spirit thinks opportunities are going to come your way and you have to just be watching for them. You may be able to do quite a bit with them is what it looks like. It seems like you're prepared to match yourself to what's coming along. So it may be a new kind of promotion you can work out, or may be a new kind of teaming situation that would likely be advantageous. So we certainly hope so, Shirley.
Yeah, I like the fact that lately we've been seeing kind of a positive progression in your card, Shirley. So, hey, don't take anything for granted, though. You're just going to have to work to achieve this kind of success. But let the cards inspire you, to that you could move things forward. So, I wish you luck with that. Good luck with that.
All right, and so we are now on Chanley.
Chanley is up, and then Gina.
And then Gina,
and then we'll do...
I got to get out of here.
We'll do a quick read for ourselves. I know how to do it, We'll pull at the same time. So
there you go.
We'll get it done.
Well, that reminds me of a Cher song. Bang, bang, you shot me down. Bang, bang. Hey, Chanley. How's it going today? We are 40-ish, 40s to 50s today.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in the low to mid 50s today, and then it's dropping.
Then it is going to cool off again.
And the nights are going to be pretty darn cold. So, thankfully, I still have the space heater upstairs.
Are you in Eastern time zone, or where are you coming from?
Is it my pool? It's your pool. Sorry.
Oh, is it? I thought I pulled the last one.
I thought I did the Three of...
You just want to do Gina.
Maybe I do.
It's okay.
No, I thought it was me that pulled the Three of Wands, but...
You're in Ohio. That's right. You are relatively closer. So, yeah, our weather's pretty similar.
Yeah.
It can be.
I mean, that would be the average. I think we should be in the 50s now, I think. Or upper 40s, not these low, mid 40s and these really cold nights.
Spring is sprung,
I was expecting more nights in the 30s by now and 40s.
My mom used to say that spring is sprung, the grass has riz. I wonder where the birdies is. It was something she used to say when we were kids. Hi, Marita.
Actually, that's from isn't that Emily Dickinson? I don't know. I know I've seen that.
No, it sounds like it's a colloquialism because of that is rhyming.
Oh, yeah, it is a different thing. But I know now. Spring has sprung, the grass is riz. I wonder where the flowers is. Spring has sprung, fall has fell. Winter's here and it's cold as heck.
Okay, and we're sorry, Marita, but we have closed the list.
Nope, sorry, Marita. We can't fit you in. Mr. Rose got to go to work.
Right after this.
Yeah, we apologize.
Sorry about that. All right, Chanley. Ooh, Chanley. Well, don't get used to too much because it's going to change. Spirit says maybe there's a big change coming for you. Maybe something is changing dramatically. It could still not necessarily be like, a bad thing. This is a good thing. This is definitely a good thing. It feels like maybe you could be ending something but ready to start something new, or something is transitioning you.
Right. I think this is like a transition phase from out with the old and in with the new sort of thinking here.
Thank you, Marina.
And it's nothing sad. It's something that you're willing to release in your life or let go of in your life because it served its purpose. It's done. And it's time to move on and, in some area and create and start something new now, or create something new, a fresh approach to something, a fresh outlook, a new job, a new, a new relationship. It's time to let something from the past go in order to bring new growth into your life. In a way, it partners up nicely with judgment because but they're different. Judgment is more about the rebirth, the resurrection, and death is about the transition. This transiting from the old you to a new you, and it's an important time. So, and it can be a joyful time too. It does not have to be jarring or unhappy. Welcome positive change into your life. It's good for you.
And I think Chanley knows what it's talking about. I like what Chanley's saying there, so I appreciate that, and I hope it's true for you. And I know you've asked questions about that before, too, so this may correlate to that. But certainly, at any rate, no matter what it is, there is something that is kind of a definitive change. It may be ultra dramatic. It may not necessarily be that, but it is significant because it just sort of creates a new status quo, or it's transitioning you towards one. So thank you for what you say too.
All right, Sheena. Last but never least.
Last but never least. I know that's right. So we had some pizza for our training yesterday.
I didn't. He left ones
over
for me at work.
It was just a brand that you don't care that much about.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was plain.
Maybe I'll go out for pizza while he's at work today. No, I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. Besides, I got a show to film.
I got hearts for you, Chanley.
She's ready for happy energy. I hope I have some. Let's see. Let's see what's out here.
We can give you happy energy.
We'll always give you happy energy.
Look. Energy.
No matter the card.
I just triggered that one.
Victory is yours, Gina. You got the 6 of Wands.
That's a song by the Jackson Brothers that I like. Victory.
Give me a V. So, and that's, I love the way those lights form that V, and her arms as well, reaching out, for the light. I think here this is a card of riding into success. There's something that's going to have a successful outcome. You're going to be really pleased with it. And others, are supporting you in this or are rooting for you. We certainly would want to be in that gallery of supporters there. People have your back. And also appreciate what you have accomplished. So stand up, take a bow. You're going to do something. You're going to complete something this week and feel pretty darn good about it.
Well, certainly a lot of us recognize what you do, but this is even higher than that. Maybe this says, Spirit says, on other levels, you are noticed. People say, you are wearing a laurel wreath of victory, and it may not be victory in that normal, like, I won, ha-ha, it may be a shared victory. It may be something that epitomizes something more beautiful for the entire world. The wreath is round like the world. Everything goes around, comes back to its original point. And that's a point of celebrating your success in all of this and maybe what it is you do. So you're facing, the world right now that says, thank you.
And not that I think you would be afraid to do this, but you know what? don't be afraid to even celebrate your personal successes with others. It inspires others. That if you can do something, if something positive happens for you, there's encouragement. That is like contagious, And so don't be afraid to do that. It's not boasting. I mean, unless you're going to really lay it on thick. But it's not about ego. It's about sharing success so others are inspired to follow that, follow that trail.
And of course, those spotlights look like a W, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So we give you that too.
Oh, not eye anxiety. Oh, no. I need to get to the eye doctor. I mean, I know I have some a cataract forming, but it's been a long time, and I should look into my eye health. I've been talking to my regular doctor about it. I'm going to make an appointment soon. It's on my agenda. Mammogram first, though. Anyway, that's it.
Well,
let's get going.
It. Yeah, let's get going.
All right, so, Mr. O, I'm going to shuffle once. I want you to shuffle once and fan the cards. And let's pull cards for each other.
Stay tuned if you can. We're going to do also a namaste blessing.
Yep.
As we let go. Then Mr. O runs out of here to get to work.
All right. Shuffle once and then fan them. And I'll pick a card and you pick a card.
You're welcome, Gina. Yeah, I don't know if I could handle the eye doctor. My mom used to tell me that she had macular degeneration in her final years, and she said they would inject the needle in her eye, and she didn't like it, but it would just happen. I'm like, I could never be that way, just to feel like, yeah, I'm just gonna let it happen.
This is your fault that you got this card.
Okay. Oh, well, this is your fault that you got this card.
Because it's pizza.
Oh, and we have to invalidate that.
What? Oh, we left Gina's card out there. No, we will just say that wasn't meant for us this time.
Okay, victory wasn't meant for us, Gina.
But it was meant for Gina. Look we got good positive cards here.
We have 2 circles there.
Well, yeah, look at you, supportive.
No, that's a card for you, so look at you.
No, this is you. I pulled this card for you. So look at
I pulled this card for you.
I know. So I'm
saying...
That's
what I said, though. Oh. I said that card was for you.
I'm trying to do your reading so we can move on. Look at you.
No, things need to be clarified before we can move on.
Look at you, taking care of your family, supporting others, and maybe this family is even bigger than our small little family.
We are the world.
Right. We got the world here in the Empress,
yes.
We try to create...
There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives.
We try to create stability and, stability long-term in people's lives. I mean, if that isn't the goal, Vitero readers try to help people find that sweet spot in their lives, to feel connected, to feel they matter, to feel that they have the tools they need to create long-term success for themselves. Voila. And sometimes we have to dig deep to find that. If I put these 2 cards together and merge our minds together.
You know what, babe? You're my world. Mwah.
Aww. Okay, let's just kiss the rest of the show.
Kiss noise. Kiss noise.
So that's what we have. I didn't even give you a chance to talk. See? There you go. So I'm going to do the Namaste blessing now. If you want to add anything, feel free while I shuffle.
Be blessed, everyone. Be blessed.
Okay. So instead of standing by for bickering today, it's stand by for kissing. All right, everybody. Namaste blessing coming, incoming. Ding. Ooh, what do we got? Oh, it's interesting. And somebody had the death card, so it was Chanley, right? But anyway, let's take a look at this beautiful picture first. It's very, very nice. And
Many
it
blessings.
is the blessing of a door closing. One moment, nothing is happening. Then everything seems to happen all at once. A door soon closes, but before you know it, another opens. You walk into a bright new life, one in which you can be truly who you are. And you know what? That ties into also the Tower card that we had in the beginning for the collective. Okay, so something broke down, something shut down, but another door is meant to open for you. And that one is the one that will walk you into a brighter, happier new life.
And not everybody, Chanley included, especially had that with the death card, but all of us had cards, or a lot of us did, that symbolize that we are co-creating, or we are creating something, and we are doing it for the benefit of who or what we love or the rest of the world. So I think it's just awesome.
Namaste, everybody. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, a happy week ahead, and stay happy until we see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.